Does it say it live for you yet?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay. Mine doesn't say it's live. There it goes. Now it says it's live. It's about friggin' time. Okay. So yeah, things are a little hectic with the Faces for Radio tonight. It's my fault. Sorry that we're starting late, you guys. No, it's not Rich's fault, even though Nate firmly threw you under the bus, but I'm going to display that later. So that'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, what have we got going on tonight? We got a very special show.
We do have a special show. Before we get to that special guest, I'm going to tell you the 5 movies. We got Trolls Band Together. We got Orion in the Dark. We got Killers of the Flower Moon. We got Argylle and Going to Mars, Some Lady.
Some lady.
Yeah,
the Nikki Giovanni Project.
Yeah, the Giovanni Project. That's what it was.
Yeah. All right.
Our special guest.
And a special guest.
You tell them who the special guest is.
I will tell them in just a second. But first, 5, 4, 3, 2, show. What's up, my friends? Thank you so much for joining us as the Faces for Radio podcast presents By the Numbers, where we take new releases, streaming, video, or theater. We watch them, we review them, we let you know our thoughts. I am your host, David, and my co-host is
Rich. How you doing, man?
Brother? I'm doing good, brother. I mean, I just had a great episode with Mika and Kira that unfortunately went long about True Detective Season 5. So I apologize for being a little bit late tonight, but I'm excited, bro, because we have a very special guest with us.
Long-time supporter.
Long-time supporter. He's been itching to be on the show, and he's already looking forward to more. And we haven't even fully eviscerated on live TV. We're going to pop his cherry tonight. Yeah. He's also advertising for our good buddies, Nate and Alex. I saw a Geeks and Flicks t-shirt on him. Makes me want to get some merchandise out, but not to be outdone, we're going to bring him on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, all 5'2" of him, Mr. Jay Manley to the stage. What is up, Jay?
What's going on, Jay?
What's up, guys?
Oh, man. How are you doing? Good, man. It's good to see you. It's good to have you on the show.
Another Iowan, man.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Another Iowan. It's like you guys come out of the woodwork or something. I don't know what the deal is, but
I want to correct you on the height. I'm 5'4". So give me those.
Okay. I was close. Anybody that's shorter than me ends up being 5'2". I apologize. So
I'm short and pudgy, according to Alex and Nate.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
me too. But speaking of Nate saying greetings,
up,
and I know these kind of came in early, so I'm going to bring them in really quick. Robert's in the house.
What's up, Robert?
Robert was on your channel, so I'm wondering if he jumped over, if he's still over on your channel. But you guys. Go over to Turner Fan 77's channel as well and hit the like button there, because we are also live on his channel as well as the Faces for Radio channel. Holland is here. Yeah, just some dude that we know. Saying hi to everybody. Nate is why hasn't this started? Because he's impatient, and I get it. And this is my favorite. Rich probably forgot his password. I absolutely love that. Caveman saying, "Hey everyone, please hit the like button. I appreciate that." And my best friend says I probably need to get more tea. That is actually true. I had to get more tea after my show with Mika and Kira. He says, "Hope everything's doing good. Everyone's doing good tonight." I think we are. Rich finally remembered his password. Okay, Robert has moved over to our channel. Hey, what's up? Corey is in the house. Corey? Good to see him. I forgive him because he's wearing a TMN t-shirt. Awesome. The very special guest, that is right. Saying hey, everybody's saying hey, love it. Pop the cherry. Hey, Rich and Jay.
Oh,
Iowa, yes.
Corey can spell Iowa, which I'm impressed by.
Don't ask Nate to say because he'll say Idaho or
he always
he says Idaho.
Yeah.
We got Jay with the panel. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Robert is 5'3", so he's actually shorter than you are, Jay.
I don't believe that. I think he's like a hair
appreciate
taller
that.
than me. Don't believe
California in the house. Yes, that's right. So at least I've got Robert, who's from California as well. So there's a couple of California boys in here. And it's a lot harder to spell California than Iowa, I think. But
or California.
Robert says I am everywhere like I almost thought that said like a tweezer. But he's everywhere like a tweaker. Caveman says, Jay, it means I'm the tallest here. Well, shit, Chris is 6'4", wins the height cookie. That's right. Height cookie for...
Oh, shit. Hold on, I forgot a code for today. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'll send it to you.
And Jay and Rich should have recorded this together in person.
I think he's about maybe. Let's see. He's
I was like, it might be a little bit of a drive, right?
2 hours.
It would be a drive.
I was gonna say a couple hours, right?
I'm central, and he's you're east of me, right, Rich?
Yeah, southeast.
Southeast, right? So
Yeah.
He's more towards Illinois, which would be southeast of me, and so
yeah.
Well, more towards St. Louis. So
yeah, southeast corner of the state.
That's the reason why he's a Cardinals fan. So.
I'm sending this to you.
Yep. Robert says 6'4", you should play for the Lakers. Yeah, everybody who's over 6 foot should play basketball, I think.
There we go.
2 hours, that's nothing if you like each other.
There's a thing called a job.
Yeah.
A job. So.
Hashtag Rich hates Jay.
Oh, there goes Nate. Oh, shit.
Nate.
I got to count on Nate, man. Mercy.
Yeah. Nate's always fun. But I think Nate was first on the chat, so
I think he was.
Yeah, Nate was first on the chat, so Nate, you get the cookie, my brother. So there you go, chocolate chip for you. I would get average $1 million coming off the bench. Yeah, he would. 2 hours in LA freeway traffic. Okay, so that's basically going from LA to Orange County in 2 hours. But yeah, I appreciate it. So Jay, I'm gonna slide you up there. And speaking of which, my cohorts in crime with True Detective, Mika and Kira in the house. Good to see them. That was a lot of fun unpacking that episode, but yeah, we went really long. So I'm looking forward to this. So Jay, I know you've watched this before. You're familiar with the rules. Basically what we do is we take the 5 movies, we watch them, and we score them. And then I do all the math. You know, usually I'm naked in a beanbag chair eating Cheetos while I do it, but I'm having fun because I enjoy doing the math. And then what I did was I averaged the score from the 3 of us. So you definitely affected the bell curve with a couple of these movies. But I will tell you that on the show tonight, we have a first that has never happened on By the Numbers. So, and I'll get to that when we get to that movie, but there's something that happened tonight with the scores that has never happened before.
Is that due to what I did, or
that the 3 of us did?
Okay, yeah. I'm going to be interested to see what happens here.
I was like, oh wow, I can't even believe it's never happened. So
I'm going to guess and say possibly a tie.
Naked in a beanbag chair. We've had ties before, but that is something we've never had ties with like 3 people. Huh. But I will. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. There's one movie where all 3 of us gave it the exact same score.
Oh wow. My goodness! Wow. So
I'm interested to see what movie it was.
I am looking forward to finding out what this is. So
yeah. I was like, whoa, I can't believe that just happened. So it was really interesting, but it was kind of cool getting the scores. So
and me and Dave never talk about the scores. We don't. When we score a
no,
movie, we just
I surprise Rich at the end. Rich gives me his individual scores, basically just like you did, Jay. And then I total them up, and then I surprise Rich.
yeah.
So I'm the only one that knows all the scores
Wow.
when we come time for the show.
So
And I like it that way.
And my problem was I probably had a little distance on the movies I watched, so my scores are based on how, because I scored my movies as soon as I watched them. But
That's
you
what I
know,
put.
the one of the movies I've seen in the movie theater, and we already know which one. Oh, well, two of them I've seen in the movie theater, and we already know
Yeah.
which ones those are. So
Wow, we know which one those are.
yeah, so
So yeah, Robert says naked in a beanbag chair. That's right. Same score. That's loco. Okay, now I finally got that. Hey, Mika Kira, great stream with David. So happy you were able to keep him in control. Yeah, that's what you think, buddy. You know, all those times where it seems that Mika's freezing, it's actually them just muting me. So yeah, Robert says it's probably Argylle, and no, it's not Argylle.
I don't think it's Argylle.
It's interesting. So this is interesting because there were a couple of unusual things. So there were some where it's weird because there were some where Rich and I were kind of the same score or similar score, and then you were spread apart from us, Jay. And then there were times where Rich and Jay had a similar score, and I was way far apart. But then there's one movie where we all converged, the planets were in alignment, and we all had the exact same score. And I was like, wow, it was really interesting to see. But like we do is we take the 5 movies, and I've ranked them from 5 to 1. So Jay, which one do you think is our number 5 movie, the lowest score?
Well, I squirmed and I couldn't wait to get out of the theater with this movie, and that's going to be Argylle.
I agree with you on that. That shit was terrible.
You are both right. Argylle comes in at number 5 this week. So yeah, okay. I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and bash it really quick. So Rich, what was it for you that just hit you wrong with this movie?
There was no chemistry between any of the actors. I thought it was Sam. I love Sam Rockwell. I think he's a fantastic actor. He just didn't feel like he vibed with what's her face at all. What's her name? My mind went blank.
Ron Howard's daughter.
Yes, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas
I don't think
Bryce
they
Howard
connected at all. I just yeah, Dave. I agree. Finally, we agree.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought there would be some cool scenes, and then be a long period of nothing, and then a couple another cool scene, and then nothing, and then just the same thing over and over. This is Matthew Vaughn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I normally like his movies, not so much on this one.
Okay, Jay, you said you were squirming in the theater.
Okay.
So what was going on with this for you?
First of all, I'll hit the high points on this. Great cast, great music, great soundtrack. I like the soundtrack. I will say the movie started off good, and I will say that I like the action at the beginning up until Samuel L. Jackson. I'll say that. I don't want to give too much away for this movie for people that haven't seen it.
He didn't even do anything but giggle in this whole movie.
But I thought, I think if the movie had ended at a certain point, I think it might have been an okay movie. And I mean, okay. But one thing I'll say, I like Matthew Vaughn. He's directed some good movies like Layer Cake, X-Men First Class, the two Kingsman movies. The first two Kingsman movies were great. And he has when you watch the Kingsman movies, and I talked about this with Alex and Nate. The action, you could see that his style of action, where it's over the top action, where it worked great in the Kingsman movie. The over top action in this movie just did not work at all. That one scene where the oil and the skating, where I was just like,
terrible.
I was just rolling my eyes. I'm like, oh my god, what is? And even the smoke scene, when you guys know what I'm talking about,
yes,
I'm like, this is just garbage. It was,
and it was way too long.
Baby diaper smelling in the apartment. Ugh, stop it! It was gone. I was done. When is this going to end? And all the like revealing, I was like, oh my god. When they had another revealing and then another revealing, it's like, why? What's too much with this? It was stupid. It was stupid.
I agree.
That's my rant. I'm done. I don't have no more.
And that's okay. Remember, all film is subjective.
Totally fine. Yeah. All film is subjective. So yeah, let me just set that up for us.
I heard some people enjoyed it, and I'm like, okay, I can understand how you might have enjoyed it. Maybe
it cost $200 million to make.
$200 million, exactly.
Wow.
I've seen better action movies that cost a fraction of that.
Look at Godzilla -1.
I haven't seen that yet, and you have to forgive me. I need to. I probably will end up seeing it on digital.
Godzilla -1 is really, really good.
Right.
Okay. I liked it. So that's why I let you guys go first, because I mean it's 2-1, but I enjoyed it. It checked boxes for me. It was funny. The action was over the top, but I expected it. Of course, you got a mid-credit scene in there, which kind of ties in a little bit into another franchise. But it wasn't as good as I had hoped, because I wanted, when I saw the trailer, and I told Rich as soon as I saw the trailer, I'm like, Rich, we're seeing this movie. I saw it in like September of last year, and I was like, we're watching this movie. I know it's February, but I know we're seeing this movie in the theater. We're doing it.
Right.
So on that note, it didn't achieve what I wanted it to achieve. But yeah, it's made 61 million in the box office right now, and yeah, the budget on it is 200 million, and I don't think it was even a bargain at half the price. But I did I like some of the stuff, but yeah, the characters were disjointed, and it makes sense, because they're kind of book characters, right? Like John Cena and Henry Cavill, and those guys, those are book characters. But then you got Sam Rockwell, who was basically he was the real spy, quote unquote. The only thing is, Bryce Dallas Howard cannot pull off a gold dress. That needed to go. She looked like a giant disco ball. But
still beautiful. She was still beautiful.
No, she's amazing. She just had a baby. More power to her. Where you guys were rolling your eyes with the oil scene, I was laughing because I thought that was hilarious. Because as soon as I saw the oil, I was like, oh, this is gonna go like Transporter.
Yeah.
With him putting the bicycle pedals on and running around, and then it turned out to be like Peggy Fleming in I was loving it. Yet Robert says Dua Lipa was hot. Dua Lipa was hot. She was in about 5 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
So Nate agrees with you guys. The movie was so stupid. The day I believed Bryce Dallas Howard in a role like this is never.
Yeah. But see, this is the power of film again.
Did I see Mama Blu-ray? Mama Blu-ray's here. What is up, Mama Blu-ray?
Mama Blu-ray?
Hey, Mama Blu-ray, how you doing?
Is that it made you laugh and you enjoyed it, and the same scene didn't work for me. I
laughed too, but I laughed for the other opposite reason, that it was
you were laughing in hysteria because why am I here? Why am I watching this? I know I enjoyed it. I had fun. I will probably buy it when it comes out.
That's the power of cinema. I
had a great time. My wife had a great time. Because my wife does not like stupid. But she and I both enjoyed it. So I don't mind stupid funny. Stupid funny doesn't bother me as long as there's a point.
May I add this?
Go ahead, Jay.
After we left the movie, I went with a friend, and she dropped me off, and she said that because she knew that I was going to do this with you guys, she said that you got to respect other people's opinion when you guys talk about that. And she said she probably predicted that someone in this group might like it, and I'm not surprised that one of us is going to like it. So.
You're not surprised that it's me. I get it. I understand. And I mean,
so
I'm not surprised that I liked it. I'm yeah. No, I don't. Listen, I'm going to buy Argylle disc for target practice. Ooh, Jay went with a she friend.
That's okay, man.
I'm sure Jay's got she friends, Nate. Happy Valentine's Day indeed.
Hey, my gosh.
But no, it's funny. I think it was fun. But yeah, I was, as far as what I wanted like Kingsman. I wanted a 9. I wanted a high up. I wanted to be like one of my first 90s of the season, and I didn't get that.
Right. This is more like 40. No.
So yeah, your guys' scores sucked. I'm just gonna say,
yeah,
it was all I could do to keep it from flushing down the toilet. But it's still, you two having a lower score than me. It's still by average came out to be the lowest of the 5 movies. Yeah. But and I agree. But yeah, hopefully the snow is okay where you are, Bonnie. I don't know where Bonnie is, but yeah, I hope the snow's okay there. But yeah, the thing is, I didn't take it seriously, and I enjoyed what I had, and I liked the mid-credit scene. I enjoyed the action in it. I thought Sam Rockwell was good. I agree that Bryce Dallas Howard, I didn't see her in that role, especially how it ended up. I liked her as the author, but I didn't like how it progressed.
Yeah.
Right.
But I liked how I didn't like how they were like in the trailer. If you guys have seen it, they were like, "Oh, you're like Nostradamus. You're predicting all this stuff that happened in the spy world." And I'm like, that's complete horse hockey. There's no way that they would do that. But I liked how the story changed. But I think there should have been a different leading lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see with that.
But I did like how the story progressed, and it shaped up better for me. But so yeah, she's in Connecticut. 15 inches of snow, nice.
We got that Iowa weather there.
I've lived here for 20 years, and I haven't seen 15 inches of snow total in 20 years.
Dave hasn't seen 3 inches.
No, not even naked. No, I mean, not even in the. Not even. I think the most we've had one winter we had 4 inches of snow. That's the most it's ever been, and it happened on St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Which was really weird. But yeah, let's go to our highlights on it. You guys don't have highlights, but I got highlights. But you guys, this is in the theater right now, and I know these guys aren't going to recommend it, and a lot of people aren't liking this movie. But I'm not one to fall within the status quo. If I like it, I will just tell you guys I like it, and I like this.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm glad you liked it too. Well, I could say this: if you like dancing and disco pop music and action, and if you like the first 2 Kingsman movies, if you like all the Kingsman movies, this might. If you like the Matthew Vaughn action, this might work for you. I mean,
yeah,
it might work for you.
What's up, Cal? Good to see you.
Hey, Cal.
But yeah, and I think this has an audience. This will work for certain people. I loved both Kingsman movies. Actually, all 3. I like the prequel too. I like the prequel as well. I've got all of those on 4K. So,
I got them all.
It's beautiful because I don't have to go out in it. That's right. As long as you have internet, and you can access your movies. You're in good shape. So stay inside. But yeah, going to our highlights. The one thing we all have in common here is the cast is a 10.
Mhm.
There's so many actors in here that which even kind of makes it more disappointing, because with a cast like this, how could the acting have been this bad, right?
Right.
I
will give it to Henry Cavill. He was pretty good in this.
I know Henry Cavill was good, but he didn't have much of a role. I think John Cena was good, but again, he didn't have much of a part. I liked Dua Lipa's role, but she didn't have much of a part. Basically, aside from Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard, everyone else was kind of in a glorified cameo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Including, Bryan Cranston, Catherine O'Hara, who were the mom and dad. Samuel L. Jackson, he didn't have much more than a cameo.
Right.
There wasn't very many other big parts. It was basically just these two, and then a whole bunch of people trying to kill him. So,
right.
But really, really good cast. Yeah. See, no worries. Plenty of movies. That's what we want. But yeah, so the one thing that we all have in common is that we all have a 10 for the cast because it's a huge cast. So Jay, you're next highest, and you talked about the music as well. I like the music too. So you gave the music a 9, and I gave it an 8. Because I thought it was really cool. So let's see. Your next highest one, Rich, is you gave a 7 to the genre. Other than that, it's all 6 5s and 4s.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jay, you're about the same, only you gave an 8 to the trailer, which is good. I had a 10 for the trailer. That was like I said, when I first saw that, I'm like, I want to see this like right now. So yeah, I gave a 10 to the trailer. I gave a 9 to the genre because I think as an action movie, even though it's over the top action, there was quite a bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was totally down for that. And like I said, 8 for the sound. I also gave an 8 for the visuals because I like the colors in this. And this is reminiscent of Kingsman when all the heads blew up and they're all different colors and stuff.
Yeah.
When they did the thing with the smoke.
Yeah.
I was reminiscent of that. But yeah, I like the dance thing and with the splits on the shoulders, I'd pay money for that. But it was I thought, yeah, it was fun. Everybody saying hi to Cal saying hi to everybody. That's cool. All right. But let's close this out. Let's do our final scores on Argylle. You guys, this is in the theater right now. There it is. IMDb is giving this a 6.0. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 32%. Audience score 71%.
Whoa.
Rich gave it a 55. I gave it a 58. I gave it a 75. Jay gave it a 58. Total average score 62.67. And that is number 5.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Okay. Reed says Argylle was fun. Nothing Oscar worthy, but a good time.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
I've got one other person on my side. Great.
Well, no, that's good. If you're paying money, you want to enjoy it. So I'm glad that people that paid money to go see it enjoyed it.
Robert says, I would have liked Argylle more if Argylle was a dog.
Jeez.
Oh, the CGI, that was terrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe. No, it was.
The polar bear in True Detective episode 4 was better than the CGI in this cat.
Yeah. I like the polar bear though.
I did too. Oh, shit.
And the polar bear's association with the sun, because they have the same eye mess up. So that's kind of a cool little thing. All right. So number 4 this week, you guys, which movie do you think comes in number 4?
This is going to be a tough one, toss up.
I'm going to go with Going to Mars.
I'm going to go with Orion in the Dark.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
I don't know. Let me see. I either that or Trolls. I don't know.
I was
'Cause
thinking about going to Mars.
Yeah, because I gave a higher scores on
Hmm.
on mine, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting. Your scores. That's not where I want to be. Your scores, particularly on going to Mars, kind of changed, and I'm loading something, so I'm going to be jumping around a little bit. A CGI polar bear. Yes, CGI polar bear. Robert thinks it's Trolls. It's kind of interesting how we're having this conversation.
And everyone says something.
But yes, our number 4 movie is Going to Mars, the Nikki Giovanni Project. And again, this is like Argylle, where 2 of us weren't so happy with it, but 1 of us really liked it.
Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I didn't know who this lady was. I thought there was a science fiction documentary. We're gonna go to Mars.
Yeah, I really kind of fooled him with this because I picked this one.
And then so Jay, what'd you think of this one?
I really like this one because the reason why I liked it, I saw the trailer, and before I watched the movie, I did research. I did not know who she was, but I found out she was an activist and a poet, and so it made me more interested in wanting to watch this because um, of her background and her stories and her of where she came from and what she did. So I'll be honest with you, I can't lie. I really like this documentary. It was really good. I thought it was good. So, and after watching it, this lady could have been my like someone in my family, like my grandma, my great aunt, uh, a cousin, because what she stood for and what she spoke of. I had a great uncle that marched with Martin Luther King. He was a civil rights activist and so forth. So when she was talking, she did actually, I mean, when she was on there, she did speak to me, and I can relate to a lot of things that she was talking about and so forth. So this really was a powerful documentary, in my honest opinion.
Nice. I like that.
I agree with you to a point. I didn't know who she was. I wish they would have went in a little bit more about her. But I took some issues with some of the things she said, especially about the police. That really turned me off. About what they should take their guns away, and if they die, well, so it happens. That really irritated me. I almost turned it off. I ain't gonna lie. But I get what she was saying for the most part. She, like, I think me and Dave talked about this before. There's a lot of hate in her, and I think we could. I wish we would have dove into more why, and just seeing her let it go. Maybe if she would try to let it go.
I think part of that, I think for the most part, her anger is what transitioned into her writing of her poetry. And I think that's where artists do. If you listen to a lot of artists, like if you listen to especially hip hop artists,
That's true.
They do put their anger, and it helps them to put that outlet, and sometimes it helps them to let go of their frustrations when they articulate their anger into music, and it does help them to let go. I mean, I watched a great documentary about Maya Angelou, if you know who she is. Um, she talks about some of her anger and her issues, and she writes it in her poetry as well, and it helped her to let go of her her anger, her issues. And when she talked about, I understand your point about where she talked about that, and I feared that this would be one of the topic issues. And I get, I didn't 100% agree with her, but I get where she was coming from about the gun issues. You can't take guns away from police, but at the same time, I feel that with the police department, there is issues where there is a division going on. I believe that there could be better training into the police department, but that's a subject that we can have going on forever and ever. And there may be an agreement and a disagreement, but it's hard to change people's mind about what can be done about it. It's a very touchy subject. And
It is.
Yeah,
it really is.
You have to see things from other people's perspective in the world that they've been in and what they've gone through.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's why
Okay.
I think that's why she had these personal subject issues, and it's really hard for people to articulate that sometimes. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. The thing with this documentary, and I picked this because I'm a poet myself, so I knew of Nikki Giovanni, I knew of her poetry work, and I'm a huge fan of her poetry work, but I didn't know about her activism stuff. I didn't know about that. And there were a couple things which, I'm not going to say hit me in a positive way, but hit me in a way. And with documentaries, a successful documentary will either educate me or make me angry. And there were some angry points here. Not to mention the fact that the stuff that she went through when she was younger, but the interviews that she had, because they showed some of her past interviews, and there was a couple things I wanted to touch on. And the first thing was like the very first sentence that pops up on the screen at the beginning of the movie. And it says something like, the only ones who can take a trip to Mars are Black Americans.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, okay, wait. Then I feel that anybody who has experienced and not just systemic racism, but experienced something like this, and negativity towards them on a certain level, can benefit from this movie, because this documentary shows about the pain and the stuff that she dealt with and how she turned that around in her poetry. Then there's another thing. There was an interview that she had when she was younger, where she talked about how her father would beat her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And in there, she said that she blamed the white man for how her father was, because the white man would ridicule her father, treat her father like crap, and then he would come home and treat her mother like crap. And that he was trying to get his dignity back, and in doing that, he was beating on her mother. So she blamed white people for her father being abusive. And in there, she said, because of this was the line that really caught me off guard, was she goes, because of this, I hate the white man and I'm afraid of the black man.
Right.
And I just want to be loved. I just want to feel love, and I can't. And that really hit me hard. I have to say though, I lost interest, because it was basically she was bashing and bashing and bashing and bashing through this entire documentary. And although I found a lot of it interesting, I lost interest about 3/4 of the way through, to where I was just interested in, I could tell when the poem would start. And that's when I would really pay attention, because it was the poetry that really kept me through this documentary, because the poetry is amazing. And hats off to Taraji P. Henson, who actually recited some of these poems.
Right.
So that was the one point above the 4 where I actually got for the cast is I recognized her voice, and Taraji really did a great job reciting some of the poetry here. But yeah, I can't say I liked this as much as I wanted to, but there were some very, very tough points that Nikki made, and also regarding her health as a mature person, where she's at with her seizures and things that she was dealing with, to where she was forgetting things. And that was also another thing that I'm familiar with in dealing with that on my end. So I think all in all, I was kind of middle of the road with this. I liked it, and I was also kind of insulted or kind of offended by some of the stuff that she said.
I can get that.
But on the same, as I got through this, I feel better that I watched it, but it's not something that I would see again.
Yeah.
Right. I
wish they would have talked about the rift between her and her son. I wonder what caused that. Unless they said it and I missed it.
Brian, you only missed our first movie, which was Argylle. So apparently to 90% of the people in here, you weren't missing anything. So
I think there might have been, I think that might extend from her anger with her father. And I could be wrong, but I think she might have had an anger because she married. I think there was like a forced relationship with a man that she didn't really like. And I think she might have took that out on her son. So it could have been that relationship with her husband might have turned sour. It might have took anger issues out towards her son as well. And her son might have had some resentment towards her as well.
I can see it. I can
and
really
so,
see that.
And I think later on in her life, she might, she had a beautiful granddaughter, and she wanted to restore that relationship with her granddaughter. In order to channel through that granddaughter, she had to build a relationship with her son again. And so, I think a lot of that stuff, she was her idealism was maturing, and she any people that have had ill fate towards a lot of things can change, and maybe she was changing. Who knows? I mean,
hopefully she was.
Yeah, and I think she was changing, and I think that hate and anger that she had towards people, and I could say the man or whatever you want to say, because she, you see that she had a relationship with another woman, and she was white, and so so I don't think it was that she had hate towards white men 100%. I think it was just a lot of it was more towards her father, and she had to find some reason to hate somebody, and she grew up. I think the more evolved is the word I'm looking for. I think she evolved.
Yeah.
As we all do as we get older.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all evolve, or I devolve, but it's it's the same type of thing. I'm becoming more and more caveman, I think, and not that caveman in the chat, but Neanderthal is kind of where I'm heading. I've got more back hair than I do on my head, but the thing about this, and Robert was talking about this, it looks interesting. He wants to put it on his list. Yeah, and I'm not going to say I don't recommend this, because I really think this is worth a watch. But this is a tough watch.
I say keep an open mind when watching this, because it is a tough one for some people, because you are going to hear some things that might upset you. You might hear some things that will. I shouldn't say. I hate to use the word trigger, but it could.
There's some things, could be deemed triggering. I agree with that. If I wasn't Gen X, I'd probably be triggered by some of it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the things that you might say it might sour some people. But I think I really don't think I really think in some sense she means well. If I can use the proper word. I think she means well. Because we all have our personal opinions on things, and you got to take it with a grain of salt. I really do.
Yeah.
If that's okay to say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everything's
say
okay to
anything
say.
you want here.
Yeah. We are 18 and over here. No
Yeah.
no filters.
Right. I mean, and I really, I mean, one of my favorite authors that was in there as well, James Baldwin, and when he was talking to her and viewing her, he's an amazing person as well, and he's very articulate, and I enjoyed watching his documentary. If you haven't seen that, I'm Not Your Negro. It's a great documentary to watch, and he's very articulate and smart as well, and watching them talk with each other had me very engaged watching that. It was, I mean, yeah, I can see myself watching this again, but I can understand why you guys had different opinions on this as well. So
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go to our highlights on this. So Jay, we'll start with you. You gave 9s to the trailer, the ending, visuals, and the genre. You gave 8s to the cast, acting, story, direction, sound, and subgenre. So you're 9s and 8s across the board. Rich, your highest is a 7 for the story, and you gave a 7 for the genre. Then you have a 6 for the subgenre. Everything else is 5s, 4s, and 3s. I gave a 9 for the sound for the because I considered the poetry that was recited, I consider that part of the soundtrack. So and the poetry was beautiful. So I gave a 9 to the sound. I gave a 7 to the trailer and a 7 to the genre, with 6s to cast, acting, story, direction, and subgenre. But yeah, this is one a one-time watch for me, but I definitely think it's worth seeing. If you have Jay, I only think Rich's cat didn't agree with what you said. Yeah. But yeah, I think if you are easily triggered or if you are easily offended, then no, don't watch this.
AKA you're a pussy.
Yeah. But if like I'm gonna pick up what Jay was putting down. If you can watch this with an open mind, and I'm going to say with an open heart, you can appreciate what Nikki Giovanni went through in her life, and then just appreciate her words.
Yeah.
And and in the midst of this, you get like waves crashing on the shore, and you get like a space scene or whatever.
Yes.
You get these cool little visuals along with it, and you get Taraji P. Henson narrating some of these things, and Rich just ran off because Robert's like, "Oh, what, Rich?" But I think this was cool. It's definitely not something I would see again, but it was worth watching. But let's go to our final scores on it while we wait for Rich to come back.
Okay.
IMDb is giving this a 7.0. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 97%. Audience score 87%. Rich gave it a 52. I gave it a 64. Jay, you gave it an 84 for a total average score of 66.67, taking 4th place.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Good.
Yeah, we just did our final scores.
What were they?
Man, I got to give it to you again.
Yeah, give it to me again. Okay, there we go.
Got him?
Yeah. Oof. It's a low one.
Yeah. Rich is scolding his cat. All right. Not to be outdone, let's go with our number 3 movie. And what do you guys think our number 3 movie is?
So we got Trolls.
Trolls.
And I'm going to say this before we get into that. They're
Okay.
not cartoons. They're animation, people. Don't say cartoons. Animation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. Interesting. But speaking of animations, Trolls is not number 3. It is Orion in the Dark.
Oh,
I was hoping this would be higher.
And this was fun. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
This was really unexpected for me. I didn't think I was going to like it. And at first I thought the Dark was Seth Rogen, but it's not. I guess it's some low rent Seth Rogen, but it sounds like him.
I thought too.
Yeah. But I like this story. Oh man, I wasn't reading the synopsis on this, but let's do Orion in the Dark, because this is kind of something to kind of chew on. It says, a boy with an active imagination faces his fears on an unforgettable journey through the night with his new friend, a giant smiling creature named Dark. So this is basically, it's kind of like, and I don't want to put it like Inside Out, but it kind of reminded me of Inside Out.
It really
in the fact that this kid has all these fears, and this fear of the dark, which is his ultimate fear, manifests into a creature that's trying to be cute like Monsters Inc. And and take him saying, I can take you for a night and you won't be afraid of anything anymore. So they go on this journey and they meet things like insomnia and dreams and as characters, and dreams very poignantly voice acted by Angela Bassett. So I caught her voice right off the bat.
Right.
But Jay, what did you think about this one?
Okay. I had to process it after I watched this, and I thought it was a fun movie. Like you said, I thought the voice actor at first was Seth Rogen, and then when I saw it was what's his name, James blah blah blah. I had to search him.
Yeah, Paul Walter Hauser was the
Paul Walter Hauser. Okay, I had to search him, and I had to like Google him, and I did a YouTube search to find him on like for an interview that he did like on like a talk show, and that's his voice. That's just how he sounds. He sounds very similar to Seth Rogen. So I'm like, okay. So after watching this and processing it, it was good. I liked how the kid's personality and mid through you find out he's telling a story. He's trying to bond with his daughter and telling a story that that his daughter is having the same phobia as his daughter had the same phobia as he did. And then, as the story progresses, that at the end, we find out the daughter's grown, and then we find out her son is the same way. So it was good. I mean, great storytelling, and like you said, pretty similar to Inside Out. I had fun with this movie.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it's not higher.
This. It was a lot of fun. It was just something. There was something about this where, and it spans like 3 generations. It's almost like the story is continuously told.
Mm-hmm.
But when, when one generation is done, is like, I don't know what happens after this. Then the daughter kind of takes over and says, here's what I think happens. And then when the daughter grows up, the daughter's like, okay, I don't know what happens after this. And the son kind of takes over and says, here's what I think is going to happen.
Right.
So they're like continuing the story as generations move on and grow up. And I thought that was really neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a nice little story. Yeah. But the guy who plays Dark, I was just going to point out was the guy who was Richard Jewell.
Yeah.
He's
a good actor.
Yeah. He was also in Cruella.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good actor. But yeah, it's just when he was talking, I was like, oh, that's Seth Rogen, and I was instantly going to put 2 points on the cast for that because I knew it was Seth Rogen, and then I went and looked it up, and I'm like, oh crap, that's not Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I think
But
he
I got Angela Bassett right, and I got Colin Hanks right, who's the adult Orion. Carla Gugino is in it as the mom. Actually got a pretty decent cast in here for voice actors.
It
and
does.
I like
I
the
didn't
anime.
I only recognized one person. And that was it.
I like the animation.
I knew who Nate Faxon was. He's been in some comedies. Let's see.
Well, you're looking at it. I really enjoyed this. I was hoping this would go higher. This brought back, made me feel like the old Pixar movies where they were actually good. Yeah, like you said, a lot of Inside Out, but the animation was fantastic in this. Yeah, that was really all I had to say.
I like the rich colors that was in there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I when I watch a movie, I want to find somebody I identify with. And I identified with this kid. I really did. Because I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. I don't like outside. So yeah, it was easy to identify with this child. And as he grew up and thing went on.
I identify with insomnia because I can't sleep at night.
No, me neither. That's my new thing. I haven't slept.
This is like, oh crap. But I liked how they were, all the other characters that have to do with night, they all hated this kid.
Yeah.
Because they were like, why did you bring him? He hates us. And I really liked how that kind of blossomed. And also that Dark also has a fear.
Yeah.
And that he had to get over that. And also, there was that deal with Light to where he had to kind of work that out. This was fun. I enjoyed it. This is absolutely worth a watch. And if there's ever a physical release for this, I would buy it.
Yeah, me too.
I think my granddaughter would love this movie.
And I think the ending shot is beautiful. I love the ending. It's just like picture perfect.
Yeah.
It's the blossom of love, and I really like that.
It shows you how to overcome your fears and phobias, or how to cope with your fears and phobias. Basically.
Yeah.
I
can't do that. I'm 46-year-old and I still can't cope with my phobias.
Hey, I'm about to push 57, so I still have some fears and phobias. So.
I got 54 hitting me in the face in a couple of months. So, but yeah, because I'm like, yeah, I'm pushing. Stay over there. But yeah, it's interesting how all these fears having them manifest like this was really kind of a cool little story. But let's go to our highlights on this. And again, we'll start with Jay. Jay threw a lot of 8s and 7s at this as well. So cast, acting, trailer, visuals, sound, all 8s. And then ending, story, direction, genre, and subgenre, all 7s. Rich, you have a 9s. Well, Scar, you have a 10 for genre. You have 9s for visuals and story. And then you have 8s for acting, ending, direction, sound, and subgenre. I also have a 10 for genre. I have 9s for story and ending. I have 8s for acting, visuals, and I think that's it. And then there's a lot of 7s and 6s in there. But you guys, yeah, if you get a chance, you beat me, Jay, by 1 year.
Hey, you guys want to send birthday cards and gifts? March 3rd is my birthday, so.
Coming right up.
What's going on, Steve? Steve's coming in there. Good to see you, my friend. All right, let's go to our final scores on Orion in the Dark, coming in 3rd place, you guys. IMDb is giving this a 6.4. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 90%, audience score 62%. All three of us gave this a 75.
Awesome.
This is the one. Oh, wow.
This is the one. This has never happened on the show. There have been times where Rich and I have had the same score, but there's never been a time with a third person where all three of us have had the same score.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. It is.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's a decent score. It really is.
It is. It's a good score. It's well deserving. But yeah, it's not like any one of us liked the movie more than the other person. We all liked it.
Yeah.
Brian says, "Cool score." Yeah, that was pretty. It was pretty neat when I ran into it. I was like, "Oh wow!" And I even double checked the totals a couple of times to make sure I had it right. Because I was like, "Wait, that's never happened. Is that right?"
Because sometimes I forget to put a number in there.
Say, Robert said, "Yeah, sometimes like you forgot subgenre on something." That's really loco. And Mika says, "Wow, matching scores across the board." I know, right? We didn't match every individual category, but total score, we were all the same. All right, we got two more left, you guys. So play the lotto now. Yeah. I think I'd have more luck just going and getting gelato instead of playing the lotto. But we talked about Trolls, and I will say that Trolls is our number 2 movie this week. Trolls band together. Now, Grant, we did this with Grant on his high five, but it's a new movie, so it does have to come in on by the numbers. So our scores haven't changed on it, but with Jay's addition, the total average score changes. So that makes it interesting. It still puts it in second place, but I got to tell you, just barely. I think this could have. I would pick Orion in the Dark over this.
Oh, me too.
But I gave Trolls a bigger score mainly because I recognize more of the cast. I think that's where it comes in. And I think I gave definitely more of a soundtrack or music score. All right. So Jay, what do you think of Trolls band together?
Okay. Having not seen the first 2 movies, I decided if I'm going to dip my foot in the pool, I might as well watch the first 2.
Okay. That's commitment.
That way I know these characters.
You know the characters, right?
Right. So I watched the first 2. The first one was, I can't lie, was a little bit rough for me. I watched it on a weekend. Maybe it was because on a long work week, I had to keep pausing, doze off, woke up, and I watched it. I don't know if this movie is for me. I mean, these Troll series is for me. So I watched it, got through it. Then I watched the second one. The second one I liked better than the first one, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Then I watched this third one, and I had the same problem with the first one. I was having a hard time getting engaged with it. I kept falling asleep, but I got through it after pausing and rewinding and going back through it. And I wish that Orion was number 2, but I found I would say number 2 is better than this one, to be honest with you. But
yeah.
See, I like the first one most.
Really?
Yeah.
But
I think it's because I watch it with my daughters. You know, I have that connection.
Yeah. That was the thing. I had that connection with my granddaughter. I didn't care for the first one, except for the one that farts glitter. I really enjoyed that part.
Because that's what you do.
Because that's what I do. I fart glitter. My glitter is not shiny though, but it's but the second one I didn't care for at all. I actually thought the first one was better than the second one, but I didn't like either of the first 2. So I really thought that I wouldn't like Band Together, but it turns out I did like it. I liked it more than I thought I would.
Maybe it was just me being because I didn't want to purchase it because
no, I don't think it's available on any streaming service.
Right. So I had to rent. I ended up renting it, and I just watched it because it was you had to rent it at the last minute. That's the reason why I waited till the last minute last night, because it became available to rent yesterday, and I got off work at 7:30, and I watched it late at night, and I probably was just tired, but I watched it, and then I stayed up late, and I got through it, and I got and it seems like the themes are pretty much the same in each movie. So it feels like it's like you've been there, you've done that, kind of, in my opinion. With each movie, the themes are the same. So
I get why you say it's not for you. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I took my son to see this, and he loved it. And it's just I take like my girls are too old for it now, but my son's 4, and he had a blast with it. So it's 2 hours to kill, and he has a good time, and he's relaxed. So that means I can relax. Right?
There you go.
So yeah, that's why I didn't mind it at all.
Maybe if I had because my kids, I have 2 boys and they're teenagers now.
Yeah.
So if I had a kid to borrow that's like 7 years old, then that would be kind of.
People go to jail for that, Jay.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly.
You can be arrested for that, buddy.
No, but see, I think movies like this.
To go see Trolls movie and like what? Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of odd, but.
Well, I think movies like this are better suited for people with kids. It's easier for them to focus in on it instead of like say you kids are adults, and it's probably hard for you to like, oh, I gotta watch fucking Trolls 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, where Orion in the Dark was an easy watch. I was engaged. And this one, it was just like, I don't know. I mean, I get why people really liked it. I really get why people like this. I mean, it's. I believe that the franchise is a good franchise for your kids, where Orion in the Dark is a one-off movie, and it's a different genre and has a different meaning for people, where this doesn't have. This is just straight up for kids.
Yeah.
And see, Miles enjoyed
Orion in the
Trolls
Dark
3 way more than he did Orion in the Dark. He was bored with Orion in the Dark a little bit.
It sounds like Sound of Freedom. Be careful, Jay. Yeah. Hey, can I borrow your kid for a little bit? I want to watch Trolls, and I need someone to watch it. So basically, going back to I was watching it with my granddaughter. Basically, it was like this.
Wow.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was enjoying it so much more because I was sitting there with my granddaughter watching the movie. But on top of that, it was, it had all the boy band music and stuff. And, and that was, when my sons and daughter were younger, they were with the boy band. So I grew up I liked them as they were growing up, liking the boy
Dave
band
liked
stuff.
the boy bands. Don't let him fool
I like boy band stuff. I am a New Kids on the Block fan from the word go. So,
one thing I will admit is I did like the music. I will admit that, because some of those familiar music came in. I was like, okay, yeah, I can like this, but that's
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Backstreet Boys. There you go. Love the clips. Yeah. I was like, careful borrowing a 7-year-old to watch Trolls. It'd be hard to explain to a judge. Hard to deep dive on why it's not necessary when the kids' movie sequels come with the territory. God, that's funny. But yeah, no, this was. I was watching. I was like, I like Trolls, And I will say, I mean, not only did I give Trolls a higher score than Orion in the Dark, but so did you, Jay.
I did?
Yeah,
Wow.
you gave Trolls a
Oh,
higher
boy.
score. But
Guilty
that
as
just makes me
charged.
think.
Did I?
No.
Well,
didn't think
because
I
I
did.
watched Trolls. I watched Trolls at the last minute, so that might be the reason why.
And that might be the reason. But yeah, I think but this is one thing, because I feel the same way. I liked Orion in the Dark better. I think Orion in the Dark is more rewatchable. I don't know it. I don't think it caters to the younger kids though. Like
Right.
you said, Miles was bored with it. I think Piper would like the colors and stuff, but I don't think she'd follow it.
Yeah.
But I think I put Trolls in right now and she'd just dance and
Yeah.
have a great time. I think she'd just be Trolls. It wouldn't be as good as Paw Patrol, because I've never seen her like a movie that fast in a long time. I love that Paw Patrol movie. If you can turn your mind off, why not? I do that quite regularly, actually. But let's go to our highlights on Trolls Band Together. And first we'll start with Jay, because Jay actually threw a couple nines. 9 for the cast, 9 for the sound, 8s for the acting, trailer, and ending, 7s for the story, visual, direction, subgenre, and genre. Rich, you have 10s on visuals, sound, and genre. And then you have an 8 for subgenre, 7 for acting. Everything else is 5. I have 10 for the cast, 10 for visuals, 10 for genre. And then I have 8 for ending, sound, and subgenre, with 7s for acting and story. And then I have a 4 for the trailer, because I was like, there's no way I'm going to like this movie. But I turned out to like it way more than I thought. Let me get this right. You guys like Trolls. Troll these dudes. Well, it's not that. It turned out to be better than we thought. And like I said, we talked about it. If I hadn't sat there and watched it with my granddaughter, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much.
Yeah.
But still got the boy band music. I still would have liked the music, but I probably would have been bored with the movie. What entertained me was watching Piper's reaction to the movie scenes and to the songs. She'd get up and dance and crazy stuff, or something like that. But
they throw in a little adult humor in there for us, but
yeah. You get a little bit, and of course you got the whole boy band thing, where it's like, we need to be in sync. We got to go to the back streets and this and that. So that was kind of funny. That cracked me up. Trolling you from now on. Too late, Dave. That's okay. Go ahead, troll me. Anyway, let's go to our final scores on Trolls Band Together. This is coming in second place, you guys. IMDb is giving this a 6.0. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 61. Audience score 92. Rich gave it a 71. I gave it a 78. Jay gave it a 77 for a total average score of 75.33. So it's a third of a point. On average, third of a point higher than what Orion in the Dark was. So it was really, really close.
That is close.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of close, we were definitely not close on this movie, but coming in at number 1.
Wait. We have a giveaway.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that first. All right. So we have a giveaway, you guys. So are you guys interested in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Rich has a code that he gave to me, and I'm going to present it. And that's right. We have to do it between 2 and 1.
Yep.
So here we go.
I love this movie.
Me too.
First come, first serve for you guys. So if you guys get it, let us know that you got it. And yes, giveaway. So yeah. But we're going to keep doing this. So yeah, next week we're going to give away another code, and we're going to keep doing it until we run out of extra code.
Yeah. So I got all of March, all our schedule for March done. I'll be throwing it up on the Faces for Radio Instagram page. within a day or so. So keep looking at that. And if you guys want to come join us again, we'd love to have you. But remember, you got to watch all 5 movies.
Yep.
We got some movies coming up that I'm looking forward to in the month of March.
Yep.
I was going to recommend a documentary on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
What is it?
Which one is that?
Let me see. It's called. It's about a man that was being serial stalked by a woman.
Oh, Love, Death, Stalker?
Yes.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, that's coming up next week.
It's coming up next week, man.
Ooh, good. I can't wait to see. Do you have a guess for that yet? No, I'm kidding.
You can come on, man. You just got to watch the other 4.
We'll have to see which ones they are.
One of them is going to be Madam Web.
I watched that one, and that blew my mind. I'm like, oh, my God.
And it takes place in Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where all the crazy people are.
I was like, I was going to go, hey, Rich, have you seen this one? But I guess I got to look at your list there.
Yeah, it's going to be, Madam Web, Chowchilla, Mobland, Demon Castle, and Lover, Stalker, Killer.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to get all caught up on that one.
Yeah.
I want to go see the Bob Marley movie. I haven't heard any reviews on it, but
yeah, I've seen Trolls on Trolls Madam Web.
He's gonna go see Trolls again.
I'm going to see Madam Web on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll see Madam Web on Tuesday.
Yeah,
and then I've got a Monday mystery movie. Iowa sounds like a dangerous place for crazy bitches.
Ain't no
kidding. All right.
Oh, come on,
guys,
Robert.
if you got the code, let us know that you got it so I can take this off the screen and we can get to the top movie.
Unless some of them. Okay.
Let me turn the chat on here. Comments. See, I don't. Oh shit. Oh shit. Sorry. Drop my camera or knock my iPad over.
I looked like it was oh shit, and it was like this.
A little embarrassing. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get to our number 1 movie.
Go ahead and get to number 1. So hopefully somebody got it. If you didn't,
they probably already own it, but you never know.
Never know. Oh. When I visit Iowa, I'll bring my Glock.
Pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah. In this corner at 5'3" and armed, it's Rob.
Shooting at the Cornhuskers. The corn.
That's right.
Corn thing.
Pew, 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 pew. All right. So Killers of the Flower Moon comes in at number 1 this week, you guys.
The one.
This was the one that Jay was chomping at the bit to talk about.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Because he saw it in the theater and he goes, "When are you guys doing this? Because I want to be on the show." So this is the reason why Jay did this. He suffered through 4 movies just to get to this point. So I'm going to throw it to you, Jay. What was it about this movie? What appealed to you? And were there any negatives that you didn't like here?
Well, the only negative I had about this was that I should never have drank a large drink.
Large anything would be a horrible plan here because this movie's 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, with any Martin Scorsese movie, you should not drink a large beverage.
Yeah,
because a lot of his movies are a long runtime. This was over 3 hours long. Other than that, I don't really have very many complaints at all about this movie. I enjoyed this movie thoroughly. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it. The cast was great. The narrative of the story was great. The sound, the music was great. The collaboration he had with Robert Robinson, if you know who he is, he was in a band called The Band. He did a rocket documentary with Martin Scorsese called The Last Waltz, and it was the band's last movie. I mean, their last tour that they did before they broke up. And so Robbie Robinson collaborated with Martin Scorsese on a few of his films. So this was his last movie he did before he passed away. And so the music on here I thought was phenomenal. So
Yeah, I like the music here. I especially like the indigenous music that they incorporated into the regular score, which was really cool. Let's see. Robert says, I love the movie. I sat through with no pee break and I didn't fall asleep either. Well, thumbs high, Rob. Did you bring your Glock? That's what I want to know. Drinking at the movie theater is harder the older I get. My bladder won't cooperate for 2.5-hour and longer movies. Yeah,
this was a long ass movie.
It is a long
movie.
I liked the first half of this movie. I really did. Second half of this movie, I was like, okay, let's get this going. Let's get going. The cast was great. It was nice to see fucking Robert De Niro be Robert De Niro instead of all these dumb roles he's been doing lately. I thought he was great in this. Of course, Lily Gladstone was phenomenal in this.
Lily Gladstone was amazing.
All the praise that she's getting is well deserved.
Yeah, I see the Oscar for her.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
This is hers to lose.
Yeah.
Leo was okay. But yeah, I just realized I'm really not a Martin Scorsese guy. He ain't for me.
No. So the synopsis of this reads, when oil is discovered in 1920s Oklahoma under Osage Nation land, the Osage people are murdered one by one until the FBI steps in to unravel the mystery. And this is interesting. It was way too long, but I expect that from Scorsese. It's 3 hours and 26 minutes. But I liked the first part of the first half, and then I liked the second part of the second half. It was that bit in the middle that got slow for me, where there wasn't a whole lot of stuff going on. But I liked the interrogation that they did, because that was an interesting thing. It how they do it differently from the way that you see it today. And then I liked the courtroom drama part of it at the end.
I thought you would. I was thinking Dave's gonna like this part.
I dug that part. My favorite part though was almost the last scene of the movie, but the last time that Molly and Ernest speak.
Right.
And I'm not going to spoil that because that is worth seeing.
I would say if you have Apple Plus, you can stream it for free now since they.
Yeah, that's what we watched it.
Yeah, I agree. 3 hours, 26 minutes of A-list acting and directing. Always stay strapped or get clapped.
Or catch the clap.
Well, where you guys say it's a long run time, I would say I don't think you would get the full understanding of the story without the runtime, because I think there was a purpose for the runtime on this movie. I don't think you could squeeze enough of the story if it was chopped into pieces or shortened. Because you got to have the beginning where how you find out how he gets the relationship with Molly, and you got to have the point where Ernest is and what was Robert De Niro's character?
He was Bill.
Yeah,
Bill Hale.
Bill Hale. Yeah, William Hale. That's it. Yeah, were plotting and scheming to kill off the Indians for the indigenous people for their riches,
Oil rights.
Yeah, oil rights and so forth.
Yeah,
and I mean, because there's so many so many small characters that were being manipulated into this as well. And if you didn't have, if they shorten it, you may not have gotten these smaller characters that were not part of the story. They could, it's like, so how did they do this? How did they do that? I don't think it would have made the story would not have made sense. And most of this and all this is based off a book as well. So I think he took all this information from the book that you could find on Amazon, or that he used all the source material from the book to squeeze into this movie. And I believe a lot of it, even some of the source material, was left out from the book as well.
Yeah, but no, this was good. I liked this. I didn't love it. I didn't love it as much as I thought. I think this is probably another one-time watch for me. I don't know if, because it's on Apple TV Plus, if I was going to watch it again, I wouldn't buy it on physical. I'd probably just watch it on Apple again if my wife kept like walking out of the room and coming back and walking out of the room and coming back. So they were like, okay, so did they get married? And I'm like, yeah, they got married. And then she leaves and she comes back and she goes, okay, so is Robert De Niro still a prick? Yeah, he's a prick.
But it was good to see him act, man.
Yeah, it's good to see him. He's finally, I mean, I don't want to say he's finally acting like a mobster again, but that's kind of what it reminded me.
And that's his lane.
Everybody's talking about your cat.
No, she's a little bitch. This time of night, every time she bothers me, like clockwork. She sleeps all damn day, lazy, and then this time she wants to. Either she's like attacking my arms and my legs, and she's a pain in the ass. And her name's Godzilla. My son named my cat Godzilla.
Yeah,
I watched this twice, by the way. I watched it in the theater, and I watched it again when it was on Amazon. On Apple TV. Excuse me. That's how much I like this movie.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever watch this again. Maybe in clips, just for Lily Gladstone, because she was
Lily Gladstone did. Yeah, she did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't remember if Killers of the Flower Moon was nominated for costume design.
I don't know either.
But I loved the costumes here. I thought, especially with the Osage people with the blankets on them, and all the blankets were like different patterns and different colors and stuff. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, the production value in this is phenomenal.
Yeah, no, it was really well done. Scorsese is really good.
But just not for me.
Thanks, Holland. Holland confirms it was nominated for costume design. I don't know if I think it would win, but I think it deserves a nomination. If the cat bothers Rich much more, it could become Godzilla -1.
My son would have a freaking heart attack if I got this.
That's funny right there. I don't care who you are. All right, let's go to our highlights on Killers of the Flower Moon. Coming in first place, you guys. Jay, I'm going to do yours last because you have the higher score. So Rich, you have 10s for cast, acting, and genre. And then from there, you have an 8 for subgenre, 7 for direction, and then a 6 for visuals. After that, it's 5s and 4s. My 10s are in the same spot: cast, acting, and genre. I gave an 8 for direction, 8 for visuals, 8 for subgenre, and then 7s for sound and for story. And I'm going to. Yeah,
me too.
I agree, Rob.
I do too, Robert. I agree.
Is it actress or supporting actress?
No, she's actress.
Lead
So,
actor.
yeah. No, I think she wins that for sure. Oh, was waiting for another Rich T-shirt quote when he started saying the first half was a masterpiece and the second half.
Damn.
Yep. All right, Jay, let's go to your scores. So you have 10s for cast, acting, trailer, ending, visuals, direction, sound. And then you have 9s for story, genre, and subgenre. It's like across the Spider-Verse for Rich, as far as how you did the scores here. I have the Oscar ballot printed up. Cool. We have our prediction show that we did so that when the Oscars happen, we're going to go through our predictions and see how many you got right. Oh, and the Razzies, because the Razzies happen on the 9th of March.
Yeah.
Oscars are on the 10th. So we're going to do a show based
Spoiler,
on
I
that.
picked Expendables.
Are you guys going to go stream live when the Oscars are on?
No.
No, we won't stream live during the Oscars. We'll probably go live the next day. Yeah,
Okay.
that Monday. All right. Let's go to our final scores on Killers of the Flower Moon, coming in number 1. Shapow. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
IMDb is giving this a 7.7. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 93%. Audience score 84%. Rich gave it a 70. I gave it an 80. Jay gave it a 97 for a total average score of 82.33.
That's a good score.
That is a good score.
A really good score.
I cannot I think this movie is a good movie. If you haven't watched it, I would recommend watching it. Don't have to, since it's on Apple Plus,
yeah,
you can watch it in parts. You don't have to watch it in whole.
Watch it, pause it about halfway through, because there's a distinctly a midpoint here where you can go, okay, this is a good stopping point. Go make a sandwich, get a nap in, come back, and then finish it. And look for right around after the FBI agents start showing up.
Right.
That's about a good time to put a pause on it and then watch the rest after that. Because that's where it goes. It goes from more of a thriller to a courtroom drama in that span.
I did have fun with the very ending too, where they did the final act. I kind of have fun with that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
Kind of like what what maybe our grandparents grew up doing when they were kids. So I thought that was cool. Kind of made me wish that I could have that kind of experience or what they grew up doing, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Dave, are you going to do your what's that called? Beg, borrow, or bail?
Beg, borrow. Yeah. Okay. So Rob says El Conde was nominated for cinematography. Yeah, The Count on Netflix.
Yeah, that's
rightfully
good.
So. It was very well filmed.
Yeah.
Let's do. We'll play that awesome game. We'll play buy, borrow, or bail. So Jay, this is where we take our top 3 movies and we decide which one of them we would buy and watch over and over, which one we would borrow, meaning we would watch just one time and then put it away, or bail, which one that we wish we hadn't watched or that we wouldn't watch normally. So our choices are Orion in the Dark, Trolls Band Together, Killers of the Flower Moon. Rich, I'm going to go to you first. Buy, borrow, or bail, which way you want to go?
I'm going to go buy, and I'm going to go Orion in the Dark. And then borrow, I will go, oh shit, there's really not a whole lot there. I'll go Killers of the Flower Moon. and then bail Argylle.
Not Argylle. It's Trolls.
Or
You're
what
only
did I
doing
say?
the top three. Only
Oh.
the top three movies.
Oh, okay, Trolls. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at Argylle on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm bailing on Argylle. Yeah, we all know you're bailing on Argylle.
Yeah.
But as far as the top movies, okay. So Jay, so Orion in the Dark, Trolls Band Together, Killers of the Flower Moon. Which one are you buying? Which one are you borrowing? Which one are you bailing on?
This is easy. I would buy Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
I would borrow Orion in the Dark, and so bailing out on Trolls.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with Rich on this one. I would buy Orion in the Dark. I would borrow Killers of the Flower Moon because it's absolutely worth a watch, but I don't think I would watch it again. And then I would bail on Trolls Band Together, even though I liked that. That's the one I could do without.
So we're kind of flip flop on
Yeah.
the two.
We all agree that we're bailing on Trolls.
Yeah.
But we're just flipping the buy and the borrow. So that was kind of cool. All right. That is our show for this week. Rich, what do we have for episode 58?
For episode 58, we have Madam Web, which is in the theaters right now, Chochilla, which is on Max, Mobland, which is on Blu-ray and Hulu, Demon Castle, which is a documentary, one of our cross promotions with Spirits of Spirits, and it's on Scare Network, which is a free app you can download on Roku, your phone, iPad, and then we have another documentary, Lover, Stalker, Killer, which is on Netflix.
Great documentary, if I may say so.
It is. I agree. And then we have an Oscar-nominated short film that we threw in here last minute because we try to get all the Oscars-nominated movies that we can, and that's called The After. It's like 18 minutes long, and that is on Netflix.
Yep. We're actually documentary heavy this time. We have 3 documentaries.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which is interesting. But yeah, thank you, Caveman, for reminding me. Before we go, we want to let you know that we are sponsored by Spotify for podcasting. They take the audio portion of this podcast and put us out on other podcast sites like Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Castbox, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. They do it all for free. They give us sponsors. And as we get more followers, we get more sponsors. So do us a favor, go over to Spotify, hit that follow button, and then you can listen to us on any of your podcast stations.
The more subscribers they get, the more cookies we can get.
That's right.
That's right. The more giveaways we can get, too. Rob, I'm glad you had fun, bro. I had fun, too. Jay, I hope you had fun.
Robert.
Jay, did you have fun with us?
Oh, I had a blast. I can't wait to do it again. Let's find another 3 to 4 hour movie that we can review.
What's up, Evan?
What's up, Evan? Cookies.
Hey, Evan.
You're way late, bro. You don't get no cookie. Put the cookie down.
I will put the schedule up. I'll do that tonight. I will do that as soon as we're done here. I'll throw that up, and you look at the schedule.
And I'll get that up on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel as well.
That goes for anybody. You guys want to join us? Just look at the schedule.
I think you should get Robert to do one. Robert,
I would love to have Robert on here.
Robert.
I get Rob to do one if Rob's down for it. You can't bring
Robert,
your Glock, though.
Down?
I don't believe in guns.
Yeah.
Robert, you can't bring your gun, but will you be willing to join and do one? Thanks, guys. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate the kindness.
Well, thank you for joining us, Jay.
Rob's down for doing it.
All right.
Yeah, so Rob, take a look at our schedule, and you can pick any of those weeks that are coming up. And the only requirement is you have to watch everything for that week and score them using our scoring system. If you have any questions about it, you can hit me up.
Yeah, don't hit me up.
But let us know. Let us know what week you want to do it. And like I said, Rich is going to put the schedule up on the Faces for Radio Instagram page. I'll put it up on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. So,
and I'll tell you this, guys, I don't review movies or post movies. Every once in a while, I might post a movie that I pick up, but look for me when it gets warmer here in Iowa. Dave
Do
knows
some more
what I
barbecuing.
do.
Oh yeah.
I do. I will put something on my smoker. You might see something me doing some smoking. So if I stream live, you could pop over there and ask me what I'm smoking. So check that out. It's a J Manley, my initial J Manley 84. So just pop on over there. So that will be coming like when spring weather comes up.
Yeah.
We'll be looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, and so if you are within the vicinity of my area, or if you want to drive 20 hours to get to Iowa and have some of my smoking, you're more than welcome to do so.
Shit, I might drive 2 hours. I'm fat. I like food.
You're welcome to, Rich.
Yeah.
I do
When
ribs
I fly to Iowa and visit Rich, we'll come down there and see you.
yeah, I do some pulled pork, and I can do some ribs.
I was
and
like,
I
you're
could do
doing some burnt
wings.
ends for me. That's what I want. I want
Yeah,
those
I
burnt
did the
ends.
poor man burnt ends. I got to get to practice on doing some brisket. So I
Yeah.
might be going to brisket this summer. So
Okay.
we will see.
That's awesome. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I love that you guys were here live. You guys, if you're watching us on the replay, thank you very much. Jay, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the
Thank
show,
you.
and I'm looking forward to having more episodes with you this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you just see what week you want to do it, or if you have a
Mhm.
movie in mind, we'll let you know when it comes up, and we'll go that way with it. I know we're gonna wait on Bob Marley until it comes out, either streaming or video,
Yeah.
No hurry. No,
but we definitely want to see that one.
Yeah.
baby, don't worry about a thing.
And there's our copyright strike.
Uh-oh.
And we just got
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
but no, all right, this has been awesome. So you guys, thank you so much for watching, and before we do that, after this show, we're going to record our new show, our movie news at 5. That will air this Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific. It's 5 pieces of news, usually in the movie or entertainment area, new releases, some trailers that have dropped, things like that. So we're getting ready to record that in a little bit, but hopefully you guys can check that out. That's movie news at 5. That's coming at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday.
Yeah. This
All
will
right.
be episode 2.
What's that?
It's episode 2.
It's episode 2. First episode is up there. Caveman, good night, my brother. Thank you so much. American Idol for Jay. Yep. That was awesome. All right. We're going to get out of here. So for Jay, Rich, and myself, I want to say good night. God bless. Take care. And we'll see you next time on the Faces for Radio podcast. Bye, everybody.